Good morning, YouTube. This is 21st Century Flower Child, and it is November 7th at 9:45 a.m. It's Monday, and we just had Oklahoma have some earthquakes over the weekend, and people are wondering if it's due to fracking. Of course, the frackers say it's not, but I just, I found something about a year ago that I came to mind when all this stuff was going on, and it's about a place called the Geysers in California, Northern California, and I'll click on it here so we can get a good picture of it. But if you see here, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Zoom in. Okay. If you see, look at all those earthquakes. Okay, let's see if I can zoom in a little more to see how many earthquakes actually are there. Okay, it's not going to let me zoom in anymore. But there's quite a bit of earthquakes right there. I'm going to click on one of them. Okay, let me zoom out again. Okay, this says, look at right here, the geysers, okay? The geysers. And, if you go to USGS every day, this spot looks just like this, just tons of earthquakes there. And so, I don't know, I got curious as to why there were so many earthquakes there, so I looked, and mind you, this was last year. This is before all the fracking earthquakes really, before it really was even known. I'm obsessed with earthquakes. I'm silly that way, and I live in California, and so I was very curious about that, so I looked it up, and this is what I found. I clicked over to Wikipedia here. Okay, see Wikipedia, the geysers. I'll try to put a link in, but I'm not sure I know how to do that. Okay, the geysers is a complex of 22 geothermal power plants drawing steam from more than 350 wells located in the Mayacamas Mountains. It's 72 miles south, sorry about that, of San Francisco. It says the largest in the world, the geysers has 1,517 MW, whatever that is, of active installed capacity with an average production factor of 63%. Okay, a lot of this is like technical stuff that I'm not going to read, but I will put in I'll figure out how to do the link, but I want to read down here. Look, it shows description and then induced seismicity. I'll read this part. It says, current studies of the geysers' geothermal field seismicity have reached the conclusion that deep well injection in the field mostly produces microseismic events between the magnitude of 0.5 and 3.0 on the Richter scale. As can be seen in the figure, the seismicity between magnitude 3 and 4.6, the largest event recorded in the geysers field, which was in 1973, is on the order of a few M4 events per year and on the order of 20 to 30 M3 events, magnitude 3 events per year. Although the magnitude 4 events have been increasing, the number of M3 events have been relatively constant since the mid-1980s. Worldwide, the largest induced seismic event to date linked to enhanced geothermal system (EGS) activity was magnitude 3.7 in the Cooper Basin of Australia. However, research based on maximum fault lengths indicates that a 5.0 is the largest possible but not probable event in the geysers. So they're saying that they think the largest event possible in the geysers is 5.0, if I didn't read that correctly. A concern to the residents is not only the amount of seismicity, but the magnitude of the largest seismic event likely to occur. Although no one can accurately predict earthquakes, I'm sorry, I'm shaking. The magnitude of an earthquake is dependent on the surface area that can slip, the length times the depth or width of the fault. Therefore, a large earthquake can only occur on a large fault. There are no mapped faults of large length in the geysers, so it is extremely unlikely that induced seismicity caused the activities in the geysers that will lead to a large earthquake. So they're saying that because there's no large faults mapped in the area, they don't think it's likely that the geysers fracking will lead to a large earthquake. So, keeping that in mind, and then thinking about the Oklahoma earthquakes this weekend, I think it's safe to say that there is indeed a correlation between fracking and earthquakes. I also found an article from the EPA. I was trying to look up when Oklahoma started fracking. Whoops, wrong one. Let's see. Okay. And this is newson6.com, Oklahoma's own. And it says, the headline is, Oklahoma oil and gas execs concerned about EPA's fracking study. I only quick read this, but basically they're trying to say that if they stop fracking, that it'll be an economic apocalypse or energy apocalypse. Where is that? I'm sorry, just bear with me here for a second. It's, well, yes. McClendon is confident that good science will prevail and the study will show hydraulic fracturing poses no real threat to our water. But he cautions if somehow good science doesn't prevail and fracking operations are shut down, the result would be an economic apocalypse. Okay, well, here in this article, they're talking about the discussion of whether fracking could, just a second, sweetie, could contaminate the groundwater. They're not even talking about earthquakes. I'm almost done, sweetie. But there is a link here on this article, and it says, read the draft study on fracking from the EPA. And this says the EPA announced its intention to conduct the study in March 2010. Let's go back to the beginning. Always better to start at the beginning. Okay, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, today submitted its draft study plan on hydraulic fracturing for review to the agency's Science Advisory Board, a group of independent scientists. Natural gas plays a key role in our nation's clean energy future, and the process known as hydraulic fracturing is one way of accessing that vital resource. EPA scientists under this administration and at the direction of Congress are undertaking a study of this practice to better understand any potential impacts it may have, including on groundwater. So they announced their intention to conduct the study in March 2010 and use its best available science, independent sources of information, a transparent, peer-reviewed process, and consultation from others. Since then, EPA has held a series of public meetings across the country with thousands attending, and the agency has developed a sound draft plan for moving forward with the study. It does say here, initial research results and study findings are expected to be made public by the end of 2012, with the goal of an additional report following further research in 2014. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that to let you know that the EPA is doing a study on it. You know, I guess you can click the link here to see the copy of the draft study plan and additional information. I'm not going to go into that much depth on it. If you guys are interested, you should research it. I don't know, it's just, this stuff is just it's obviously affecting me. I mean, I had to do a video about it. It's not right. There's got to be a better way. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, and get rid of those fracking frackers. Okay, bye.